Good morning. Welcome back to Gamer Behind the Rose, Werewolf the Forsaken Chronicle, Blood in the Soil. We have made it to episode 6, and it's becoming a reoccurring theme here. At least one of the pack is covered in blood. Before we dive into what James is going to do to clean up the mess in Isle Him, let's do quick introductions. Jeremy, who are you and what do you play?
I'm Jeremy, and I play a blood telemarketer named Spooky, and my camera's messed up. Give me a moment.
Ender, who are you and what do you play?
I'm Ender Astreus, and I play the Eladoth Hunter in Darkness, Uncle Ben.
Nice. John, who are you and what do you play?
My name's John. I play James Larson, the Iraka Iron Master, who is currently not covered, I would say, in blood, but kind of bloody with a heart on the ground in front of me. Gross.
It's on the counter.
Oh, okay.
Your
That
pants
makes it
are
so much
probably
better.
fine.
Your pants are probably fine. Like, the counter comes up to like your belt. So, Dennis, who are you and what do you play?
Hey, I'm Dennis. I play Jim Masters, a Bone Shadow Cahalith.
Yay. All right. A little bit of housekeeping. Our good friend Anthony is backing out of the game. He played the Iron Master mechanic. In order to have minimum impact on the pack and to provide him the option to come back if he wants to make guest appearances, and keeping the character active as an NPC Uratha member of the pack, so that all of his totem contribution and everything still contributes to the pack. It just won't continue to grow unless players take active time to grow him. So otherwise, he will just be in the garage unless the pack needs him. And Sarah could not make it today. But these are all clever people. They will be able to figure out things. Finally, content that will not be shown in this game. We will not be showing graphic violence or detailed violence to the fingernails or the eyeballs. And we will not be showing graphic depictions of sex. Okay, all that out of the way, James. You can hear the dripping of globs of blood sliding off the counter, hitting the ground. You can see the shivering form of the walker behind the rose, like peeking its head up from outside the gas station, looking in through one of the windows. What do you do?
Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is like motion to the thing and ask it if it can go let the pack know that I might need some assistance.
It nods and flees off.
Yeah. And then I'm going to get rid of the heart first by putting it in the trash, because what else am I going to do with it at the moment?
Okay.
Probably go see if they've got a spare shirt somewhere, and then start like actually cleaning up the mess with some, soap and water, I guess.
Okay. So you do realize that the whole thing was cut on tape, but a positive is one, it showed nothing freaky that has to do with you.
Yeah.
Two, this is one of the older security setups for gas stations. So like the camera is just like right up here over your shoulder, looking down at the register and the counter. And then like a couple feet that way is the monitor for the camera with like the tape deck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, my big concern at this point is making sure that there's not a mess in case anybody else comes in.
oh, absolutely.
And I could deal with the security footage later.
Okay. So you do get the vast majority of the mess cleaned up before the next customer arrives.
All right.
An old farmer from a different direction of you guys' farm. You've seen him around at like county meetings, but you can't recall his name. He comes in. He's got like a thermos already that he's just going to refill a coffee. All he sees is that you have a very, very red mop that's kind of like washing a little bit of red water. And he just kind of like looks down, looks at you, walks over, fills the coffee, turns around, kind of looks in the soapy water bucket, which is really red. It's like
I'm not surprised.
It's like the color of the sky behind me. Like looks at it, pulls out like his $1.10 that his refill is, puts it on the counter, gives you a nod of his cap, and just leaves.
Yep. That seems about right.
Clearly, something went wrong with the slushy machine. Okay.
A mess happened, and it's not his business.
Yep. Farmers.
Yeah. Okay, so this place isn't super far as like a spirit moves, and I believe I gave the thing behind the rose the speed power. So because the sun is already breaking over the horizon and it's a farm, all of you are up doing whatever your on the farm morning responsibilities are. Like Jim might be checking farm futures, see how like for those that don't know, the Chicago DNC tracks the value of things like corn and pig and cows and stuff. It's literally just like the stock exchange, and it's something farmers check like daily. And so Jim's probably checking those. Uncle Ben might be like overseeing the younger farm hands, acting like a manager. Spooky, what do you? You're a bit of a loner. What do you probably do to contribute to daily farm activities?
Compete with the cat for removing pests.
Okay, so you and the cat do a morning routine of Legolas and Gimli, like I got one mouse, well I got two, and a rabbit.
I thought for sure it would just be stare at the corn in an intimidating fashion until it grows faster.
I mean, it also
time management.
Well, also, you know, we could spread the blood around to help that out. It also sort of doubles as patrol for, you know,
Absolutely.
weird things intruding.
Absolutely. The three people on the farm, just roll me a die. Person who rolls highest is who the spirit gets to first.
I got a 2.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Okay.
I would also like to make note that the first die I grabbed was a d20, and you did just say roll a die. I did not do that, though.
Also got a 4.
Okay. So Spooky and Jim will happen to be like in visual sight. It's a nice morning. We'll say Jim took his laptop out and is sitting on one of the benches or sitting on the porch. And Spooky's coming around a corner. And the spirit comes like bouncing around corners and goes and like is looking around one of the pillars for the porch and looks between the two of you and goes, James needs help. There's something that is not on your side or on my side that attacked me and then killed someone, made them vanish. James is currently mopping up the blood.
Okay, where is James?
His job. It had icy, sweet things. Slushies?
Okay, I think I know where that is.
I mean, they would know where I'm working
Ben,
now.
we're needed. Get ready.
All right.
The farmhand's like, we got it, Uncle.
I will go ahead and join my comrades, and I will ask what's up. They'll tell me. I imagine.
Yeah.
Neither on this side or the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. We should go quickly then.
Yes.
Okay, John. By the time they get there, let's see.
We'll take the truck.
Take the truck. By the time they get there, you have completely cleaned everything, and the morning rush, as it were, has begun.
All right then.
There's like 3 people in line waiting to pay for their juice or donuts or whatever. There's a construction crew that's working on like building a new grain silo a couple miles away from here. 4 of them are in buying breakfast sandwiches. Like when the 3 people show up, you if they did not know better, they'd fake things are okay, and then they would make a scent-based perception check for me. You don't need to do this, James.
If it looks like people are about, Spooky would like to activate his death mask.
Okay.
I imagine that there is probably at least one other person working the Casey's now who is making pizzas.
Yes, absolutely. Somebody else has showed up. They're the ones that are going to tag you out, and around the time your shift will end, a second person will come on, so they have 2 people working the middle of the day.
Yep.
And that's an exceptional on the
A success.
perception.
Okay.
Informed for this building?
I will expend one of my inspirations from last time around to make this an exceptional.
Cool. Okay. All of you, Dennis smells the faint trace of blood buried underneath cleaning chemicals. Uncle Ben and Spooky smell a ton of blood in the back room around a drain mixed with cleaning chemicals. So you can figure that there was a lot of blood. James has cleaned it up and disposed of it.
Okay. Can I kind of loom at people to encourage people to leave faster than they would have might have?
Okay. They make their choices quickly. If you give it about 10-15 minutes, the place clears out.
While that's happening, I'm going to go with the Bloodhound, and we're going to just go on a walk around.
Walk around the build?
Yeah.
Okay.
See if we can catch a trail scent or something of whatever the heck happened.
Okay. I'll give him a set-based perception check. He basically gets what you got. And so like when you're at the back, the wall of the building that corresponds with where the back room would be, like he sniffs that way, and you also with your exceptional are like, okay, yeah, that's where the drain is that the blood got poured down.
Okay.
So before your other coworker showed up, James, did you do anything with the security camera?
What kind of, is it just like a tape?
Yeah, they've got like videotapes. They've got like it's a safe.
Yeah. So
a little key you unlock.
Yeah. So I will remove the tape from that day and put a different one in, and then
There you go.
Put the tape for the day aside somewhere where I can get access to it. But I'm not destroying it because I want to be able to show it to my pack mates.
Fair enough. Okay, that works. Okay, cool. So 10-15 minutes pass, and it's you guys and then the guy that's like off in the kitchen area making pizza. You could probably talk low among yourselves without him hearing, because he's got earbuds in and is listening to music, because you guys know the manager isn't coming in today, so he's being a little rebellious against the corporate rules.
Eh. So yeah, I will give a brief explanation of what happened. Um, quietly. I was just doing my work, and then the thing behind the rose was hanging out in the aisles here, and he went literally flying out of the store. And then I don't remember what his name was. Eric.
He's one of the grandkids of your
Yep.
neighbor.
So, and then Eric, who I was speaking with, kind of convulsed a little bit, and what looked like a spirit tentacle passed through his chest and made his heart slam into me, and then pulled him through a rift in space.
So there's at least not a body we have to deal with.
I mean, if there is a body, it's not here.
Peek across? Does it look like there's a body?
Make a sight-based perception check.
Alright, what's the gauntlet here? What's the gauntlet? Since that'll penalize my check here.
The gauntlet is 2 right now.
Okay. No successes.
Okay. I don't know if there's anything fun that happens if you botch a look across.
It doesn't have a full dice pool, right? It's
Okay.
whatever you feel like.
Cool. Okay. No. Basically, like, you try to use the magic eye effect on reality, and it just doesn't quite work.
I got 1 success.
Okay. You look across. You notice no body, no blood, and the spirits that aren't part of your pack, the ones that you don't normally notice, are purposely like staying to the outskirts of this building.
Neat.
There is a garbage bag with a heart in it in the dumpster. You might want to deal with that.
I'll go grab the heart.
Okay.
If nothing else, this will help the crops grow.
And then I will surreptitiously pass the videotape to whoever wants to take it.
You guys definitely have, like, it's an old Iowa farm. You definitely have a VCR still somewhere.
I figure we've got a couple of old people. There's probably at least one VCR that's functional somewhere in the house.
How else are they going to watch the videotapes they took of the 50s of the birthday parties?
There's actually some like documentation and farm equipment on laser days.
Right. There's some Betamax. Like, there's so. Okay, so you guys have the tape. Do you guys do more investigating at the station, or you wait till James' shift is done?
I will go ahead and take a look around. Do what I can. What would you like as far as roll for that?
To just look, are you in the physical? Are you looking across?
At this point, since I didn't find anything else in the physical, I would try looking across.
If the roll that Dennis and Jeremy made, what's the roll to look across?
Perception minus gauntlet strength.
There's no roll for looking across, but your perception checks are nonetheless.
Yeah, so it's just a standard visual perception check, but -2 for the gauntlet strength.
Five successes. I got an exceptional, apparently.
Okay, wonderful. So, first off, the things that Jim had already seen. No blood, no body. And the spirits they're beginning to like hop back into the building to mess around, but they're hesitant. It's like when a hunter has been in an area and shot a gun. Eventually, the deer work their way back. And you're looking across. You're like, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything. And with your senses focused on the other side, you see something out of the corner of your eye, and you almost hear like a loud slurping sound that you didn't hear before. And you see, it's very hard to focus on. It's like when you almost have does Magic Eye work for you? Out of character, does Magic Eye work for you?
Yes.
Okay. That moment when you don't quite have the image, like your eyes are blurred, but you could see the image coming.
Mm-hmm.
You have that, but it's very difficult to see what you're looking at because the thing is size 10. It's filling the spirit section of this building. It looks like a black as night inky squid that has what you can only assume is the remains of Eric wrapped up in dozens of tentacles and is devouring Eric down into essence.
I don't know where I had my rough bearings where I was in the physical previously, so I will take some steps back to get a better visual. And
this looks like, I don't think your character would get this reference. I'll stick with things your character will get.
Okay.
This just looks like a giant, your character has probably on the off chance seen the 1980s classic Little Shop of Horrors. Okay. When the plant is at its full size and it's filling up like a third of the shop, like that's that, except instead of being a green plant, this is a oily black squid head that is size 10, that is just chomping on a farm boy like a squid might eat a large fish.
Okay, then. I guess the response I would say is, well, that's not Audrey.
You are beginning to get a headache because you don't traditionally see in this area. It is hurting your eyes. Those that are watching Uncle Ben is basically painfully cross-eyed right now. Like, it's almost goofy to watch, but like you're looking at it going, okay, he's been holding that pose for a solid 5 seconds. He is going to get a migraine.
I will assume that an occult check will not net me anything because this is probably something. Go ahead.
Int plus occult will get you something.
Okay.
Not necessarily identifying what the thing is, but particular traits about it.
One success.
With one success, I will give you, in case it wasn't clear to you, the reason you're having difficulty looking at this thing is because it actually is living in the gauntlet. As far as you're aware, with your one occult check, nothing lives in the gauntlet.
I will go ahead and so I can not have a splitting headache anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And will end up saying, right, someone that's a bit better at this want to come over here and have a brief chat with me so I can explain what I just saw.
What does this mean?
So picture, if you will, a giant squid creature currently surrounding the building.
Come again?
What?
Is there a giant squid creature surrounding the building right now?
Not in the physical or just casually looking in the spiritual.
It's in the gauntlet.
Okay.
So looking across again, trying to focus on the gauntlet itself.
Okay. Okay. I'll do just a sight-based perception without the negatives.
And Ben is going to be rubbing his eyes, and otherwise, this headache go away faster.
2 successes.
1.
Okay. You guys, with only those, you guys think you see what he's talking about, but can only catch it in a fleeting glimpse. You see the form in like the Tyler Durden pop-up images in Fight Club. Like your eyes go to look and it's there and you can't focus on it. It is just, it's not natural. Nothing is supposed to like look in the gauntlet. Nothing's supposed to be in the gauntlet.
I'm not sure how to kill this.
Can I make the Intocult check?
Sure.
Can I assist?
Sure. And at least one of you has a spirit spec.
Yep.
Okay, that applies.
Take an extra die.
Hey, 5 successes. I will be informed.
Cool. So a couple things. One, definitely in the gauntlet. 2, nothing, as far as you're aware, is supposed to be in the gauntlet. 3, combined with the dream I sent you. Did you get the dream I sent you?
I did. I bring it up on the way back, but
Sure. Combined with the dream I sent you, you are aware that some particularly powerful spirits are rumored to be able to create spawn of themselves that are significantly weaker and smaller than they actually are. And you have a feeling with the fact that this thing seems to it only seems to be able to do a reaching across the gauntlet to slap people, and otherwise doesn't seem to care that a bunch of Uratha are staring at it. You're thinking that this is a child of something, which is terrifying.
Yeah, that's not good news.
Right?
it doesn't have a space cannon.
It does have a tentacle.
You think that that tentacle is about the right size of the holes that you were finding in things. You are disappointed that it does not have a space cannon. You do not have any idea what this thing is, but with an exceptional success, I will give you that you have heard while talking with other Uratha that there is a ancient rite designed to allow Uratha to enter the gauntlet. And you brush that aside because nothing's supposed to be in the gauntlet. But now you've discovered there's a thing in the gauntlet. So maybe that's why that rite exists?
Rude.
So I'm pretty sure we need to be, that, but I can't get to it, I don't think. I mean, maybe if I could cross here, I could try taking swipes across it, but that's not. Even that seems really iffy.
Cross with your claws out.
I just gotta start spinning my arms while I cross over.
Right.
Like a
So
cat pawing
first
at
we
the
go
wall.
capture some Beshlu, and
That
I
would
mean-
explain why it was attacking Beshalu.
Yeah, that would. On the other hand, I don't really like especially being around either, so.
So,
Hmm?
we have no way of dealing with this at the moment.
Not that you're aware of.
Well, we've at least most likely answered what has caused issues recently.
I mean, we should check the area around our farmhouse now to see if there's anything hanging out in the gauntlet.
Agreed.
Yeah. And by this point, it's just about time for James' shift to end.
Yay.
Anything else at the gas station before you guys leave?
Buy coffee.
You can buy a coffee.
Get
There you
some
go.
jerky.
Get some jerky. Fantastic.
I'm going to let the person who replaces me know that someone came in here this morning who was a little bit of a mess, had a hunting accident. So if they find any blood anywhere, I missed when I was cleaning up. It was not a big deal. They were a little bit messy cleaning up after a deer, apparently.
Make me a manipulation subterfuge check.
I don't want them to be like, why is there blood here? You know, that would be a pretty crappy thing for someone to have to deal with. 4 successes.
Okay. They're like, oh, makes sense to me. Darn hunters. They're supposed to wear their vest. So, he got no successes on his wits empathy check, and John got 4. So it's just like oh yeah, I told him.
There was a messy person. He came in here and made a big mess. I think I got it all cleaned up, but just in case.
Fair enough. Okay, if you guys are done at the gas station, and Spooky has the heart in the bag, okay, you guys can head back to the barn. You notice a couple things while you're on your way back to the barn. You notice, yeah, I don't want me to do a check. You notice that there is a police car driving up the dirt road entrance, heading towards the Smith house. Like, there's no like lights on or anything, but there's a police car going up. You also notice the Fisher is jumping up and down at the entrance to your farm when you arrive.
I'll roll down the window of the passenger seat because or driver's seat, whichever I am, and go, what's up, Fisher?
Couldn't reach the others. They're all doing something else. It might be nothing. I don't know. But one of the, you know how at the light of the new dawn, the pool gets its essence back? It did. And then one of them went away. And I didn't see any spirits do it.
Oh, great.
That's a problem.
Yeah. So go check it out. I'll jog that way. And he starts running back towards the locust.
To the locust.
On the trip back, I would have let them know about my Kehalith dream, where I found a rock about the size and shape of a bowling ball, but otherwise pretty plain. And I kicked it, and it hurt. And then I turned around and there was a mountain's worth of those things falling. And then I woke up.
A mountain's worth of bowling balls?
That I have interpreted to be related to the squid creature. Having now seen the squid creature.
That's not good.
That's a problem.
Maybe the mommy is big enough to stick out of the gauntlet?
Maybe whatever created is powerful enough to create like hundreds of them.
Yeah. All right. So.
Neither of those is good.
No, it's not good at all. So the locust.
Okay. So, none of the spirits that are part of your pack are approaching the locust. You see Knowledge and the thing behind the rose and the terror bird kind of doing the same thing that the spirits at the gas station did. They're all just kind of like backing away around it, looking at it, but like they're nervous to actually approach it.
I look in the gauntlet again.
Okay. You guys could do visual perception check. The rating right at the locust is only 1. So only a penalty of 1.
I'm also going to try this because I haven't seen the thing yet.
I will expend one of the inspireds I've recently got to turn that into exceptional.
Fantastic.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
I also am going to spend an inspired that I have to turn my 3 into a success.
Spooky got 1. What do you got, Jim?
I got 4. I will also spend an informed
Cool.
for that.
So Spooky sees the flashing image of another one of the big squid heads just kind of like playfully splashing its tentacles in the water. The 3 of you can focus by like crossing your eyes and getting a headache. You could focus, and there is another big black one, big black size 10 squid that is just playfully splashing in the spirit side of your loci.
So, I'll go ahead and cross.
Okay. Cool.
Into the shadow.
Okay. I won't even give you a check. Unless you're doing something, unless you're going to try to like do the whirlwind arm attack as you go across.
Nope,
Okay.
Just crossing.
Okay, you cross. James and Jim, you notice when Uncle Ben crosses, you notice where the thing's eyes are. It follows Uncle Ben. Even though Uncle Ben didn't physically change, it just goes like.
That's disturbing.
So after crossing, does it appear to still be inside the gauntlet at all? Can I see it better with?
You can see it. It is slightly less painful to look at it. It is still clearly in the gauntlet.
Okay.
Being like right at the shore of your pond, where the gauntlet is technically like 0.75 rating, like it's barely there, right at the pond. You can make out the ethereal black shape of the thing. You can't make out any details, but where the gauntlet is that thin, you can be like, oh, yeah, it's right there. And it just, at size 10, it towers over you about comparable to if you stand right next to a charter bus. So it's over you by like a good 3-4 feet.
Okay. I will shift up into was it Dalu? The big human forms. I don't feel as small.
Yep.
And also to get a better idea of what it's doing. Because if it's just playing in the water, that's one thing. But I'm seeing what type of. I'm looking around to explicitly see what type of effect it is having on the surrounding area, other than having sapped from the locust.
Okay. What sort of check do you want to give me?
Let's see here. I'm not the best at any of this, but with survival,
Sure. Do it survival.
let's see here.
Okay. What'd you get?
1 success.
All right. Other than scaring the spirits by being, and as far as you can tell, it might just be scaring the spirits by being a really big thing. It doesn't seem to immediately be doing anything to the area.
Okay. I'm going to be non-threatening, and I don't know if any of the others are still watching, but I will gesture them to come over. But I will try and approach where the creature is, but I'm trying to be non-threatening about it because I'm not at this point going to tear it limb from limb, mostly because I don't think I can. So,
Okay. So you approach to approximately where the creature is. During this time, what's Spooky, James, and Jim doing?
Mostly just watching and seeing what happens here.
Spooky can't see what any of it basically from how he's going, so Ben's gesturing to come across and come across.
Okay. When you cross over, James and Jim notice the thing do like the eye check thing, like. And when you cross over, you see Uncle Ben doing like a slow, calming the raptors approach to something. And now, even though you got no successes, you can now make out the big black figure. You just can't see the details.
Do you want me to try the swiping while crossing thing, since we have a place we can actually do that?
I mean, I have no way of telling you one way or the other in character. So,
Yeah, in character, I have no way of telling you that, though. I would not recommend it because I don't want to
you're in
piss
Dolly.
off something that big.
You can talk, and I'm on the same side as you.
Yeah, you just shifted into a different place, though.
Yeah. Okay. James and Jim still just watching?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, Uncle Ben, you approach to about where it is. What are you trying to do to calmly interact with it? Like, at this point, you're like walking in the water on the spirit side.
right. I'm just gonna slowly shift into the little wolf and actually start sniffing at it.
Okay, cool. Make me a scent-based perception check.
Well, that's 5 successes. I'll take the informed condition on this thing.
Okay, cool. Well, first off, your nose kind of wrinkles. This is that nasty scent that was
Okay.
on the ephemera that killed the Becheloux host.
All right.
You are certain of it. Well, more specifically, with 5 successes, this type of creature is, but not this one.
Okay. So I don't have to be upset for it killing something on my on the
your
edge of my
property.
territory. I'm still pissed that it's on my property.
The species of you're going to classify for now, this species of spirit did kill the Becheloux.
Okay.
you don't. It's not this one though. Also, it is hard to describe it as you have never. It's like the very first time you smell a new type of spice that has a distinct scent, and you have to take a second and think, like what does my brain now, like that's now in the library in my brain, and what does my brain think of that? You have never smelled the smell of ancient. This smells ancient. It goes beyond dusty cobwebs. It is like smelling a handful of the primordial ooze of creation.
So that will lead me to see if it understands first tongue by actually asking or.
Okay. So you froze for a slight second. What exactly are you going to ask it?
Hi, what are you?
James and Jim can see it like shift its bulk to focus on Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben can see it too. Spooky just sees the form shift. It says back in first tongue, I am the owner of where I am. What are you?
The leader of the people that call this place home, and we claim this as our territory. Now, with that being said, we are a interesting bunch that have a very large pack. What are you called? Or what do you call yourself?
Make some sort of persuasion check, because he's pondering whether or not you deserve to know his name.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to spend a willpower on this one.
Question: I do think this is a spirit, right? Of some kind.
You think it's some kind of spirit?
So do I think spirit bottle would work on something wedged in the gauntlet?
You have no idea.
Can I gauge about what rank of spirit it is with my exceptional success earlier?
Isn't there specific gifts for that?
Yeah, but we lost our Ither. Well, I guess he's an NPC now. We could actually just have him come over.
I'll throw you a bone because you lost your Ether. You think this is somewhere around a rank 2 version of whatever this spirit is? All right. What do you got, Uncle Ben, on your rolls?
Oh, I got 5 successes, so that's exceptional. I'll take connected.
Okay.
To this
thing. We are Gura Neghinra. Are you trying to Google what that looks like?
No, I was just typing it on my notes.
Now that I said the name, it looks like that.
Oh, that's a joy.
That's both cool and gross.
That's more of a terrible Cthulhu monster than a squid, David.
No, clearly
Independence Day.
I was thinking tentacle.
Well, you're close. It's more like a tentacruel.
Yep. But yeah, it tells you its name.
Okay. I will acknowledge that I go by the first tongue equivalent of Uncle Ben. And at this point, I'm going to ask it why it has chosen to be here.
You have food. It has spilled over into what I control. So that part is mine.
How long have you been here?
Not very long.
Okay.
But we are finding places like this all over this area. We think we will stay in this area for a while.
Well, if you're going to, since this is our home and what you are currently in is our territory, we require something in exchange for you staying in our home.
I'm not in your home.
But you're impacting our home.
Your home isn't where I am.
But that is. As he looks at the locust.
Only parts of it.
I'm gonna go grab a jug.
Okay.
I will give it so everybody else a chance to figure out what they would like to do before I go to the next step of what I would want to do.
James, what do you want to do? To the
There's a car-sized Cthulhu Pokemon thing hanging out in our locus. I am at a loss at this point. This is way beyond what I know how to deal with.
I will come back with the jug. You would be aware that that would be something I would do if I'm preparing to do the spirit bottle, right?
Okay. I am going to attempt to convince it that we need to make some sort of agreement or deal for it to continue to sup from the locust. Fully intending on wasting enough time that should be necessary and it become hostile that someone else can end up doing the things necessary to snatch it. For us to have a better conversation with it.
Okay. So, how are you convincing it?
Well, I'm going to continue down its path of what it had said as far as it wanted to stay here. It's found a number of these around the area, and it likes this one in particular. And then I'm going to specifically push towards the fact that commonly the spirits that call this place home have usually joined our pack in order to benefit from the locust that's present. And while I don't expect it to want to be part of the pack, that in this instance, our choices are to either come to some sort of beneficial agreement for it to stay for a while, or there will be conflict. And specifically try and see if there's something that it could give to us in exchange for it for us not coming to blows.
Okay. Go to make a check.
Okay. Uh, 3 successes.
Yeah. It just stares at you for a bit, and then does what you think is the equivalent of a yawn, but you can't be sure. And then it just seems to float off.
Well, that really is rude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it still there?
You lose sight of it very quickly, Spooky, because once it leaves like where the locus is and gets to thicker gauntlet, you can't really make out its form anymore. The people that were watching it before, once it gets outside of like the area that's near the gauntlet, you begin to lose sight of it as it goes into thicker gauntlet, or near the locus. As it begins to go into thicker gauntlet, you begin to lose sight of it.
Okay.
Did we win? I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
We need to check out the other loci in the area, and I think this is what's causing issue at the Billings farm. Something poisoned the land there, and if these things, unnatural or not, are potentially supping from loci when they shouldn't be, in areas where it's detrimental for them to be doing so, that could be what caused the issue. But I will need one of you to inspect the locus anyways, so we should patrol around the territory, see if we can find spot if there's any of these other ones still present, because that was not the one that killed the Beshalou, but one of these creatures did.
I'll run a patrol in the shadow.
Okay. Spooky, give me a sight-based perception check.
Spooky will be in Little Wolf for this.
Okay. Oh, you'll be invisible?
In Little Wolf.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Three successes.
Okay. You notice that the spirits shortly afterwards do return to, like your normal spirits return to the locus. You notice a few of the farm spirits staring at you as you do your patrol, and they don't normally do that.
I will attempt to stare them down.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
I don't think possible sociopath applies here because spirits are sociopaths.
That's true.
Damn it, 4 successes.
Well, it scares it away. Like they scatter. Okay. But otherwise, you find nothing else out of the ordinary in the spirit on your property.
Alright. I'm not seeing them, which honestly doesn't mean it's not there. It's just I'm not seeing them.
Okay. James, doing anything?
Did you give us the name of that thing?
Yeah, I would have.
I'm gonna reach out to the other packs that we know in the area.
Yeah.
And let them know what we've discovered, including to the best of my ability, how to spell that thing's name in a language that I can type in.
Fair enough. Okay. Before I give you the answer on that, Jim, what are you doing?
I would like to reach out to my contact in the occult book community and see if I can get more information about what that thing was. Any records, legends, myths, anything that might correspond to descriptions of that.
Sure. And what's Uncle Ben doing?
Since I have the smell of it, in actuality, if they're all doing that, I'm actually going to take a jaunt down to the Billings farm in the shadow to see if at the locust there if I can see some of the telltale signs that that creature or a creature like it might have been present at this point.
Okay.
Just in the
I
vicinity.
will reply in reverse order because yours will be the quickest, followed by Jim's, followed by James. Okay. Yes. I won't even give you a stealth check. You're able to like get close enough, and you know what you're sniffing for. Yes. Yeah, you do pick up trace amounts. Give me a scent-based perception check to see if you can associate the smell with the one you just interacted with.
Three successes.
Okay. You are not positive, but pretty sure the scent that you have is the same scent of the thing you just interacted with.
Or at least close to it.
Yeah, or very close. Certainly the same species. But yeah.
All right. That will at least answer that. I will return at fair pace. So
fair enough. Jim, you get a hold of your occult bookstore person, and in 2.0, isn't there a check to see how useful their info is?
I'm not sure. Let me look up context.
Yeah, let's just double check the merit.
The answer is yes. I don't know what the check is.
Okay.
All right. So, getting information via context requires manipulation plus social skill. Modifier from -3 to +3, depending on circumstantial factors.
Okay. Okay, so manipulation plus a social skill of your choice. And I will give you a +1. The person wants to help you, but this is slightly obscure information. Not slightly, very obscure information. So, like, it wants to help you, but it doesn't necessarily know off the top of its head.
I will use socialize, and I will spend a willpower for road action.
Perfect.
Five successes, I will take informed.
Okay, great. There are ancient legends of of monsters that live in the walls of reality. Any occultist knows that there's things like ghosts and spirits. That's basic. That's occultist 101. But what not all of them know is that the wall between the ghost and spirit realm is thick enough that sometimes metaphysical rats can find a way to live in there. It's very rare for people to encounter things from that, but it's common enough that some occultist from long ago did develop a way to enter the wall between the realms. Your contact believes that they can get you a copy of that right. It will just take some time.
Fantastic. Any materials they can get me, I would be grateful for.
Fantastic. All right. I will make a note. I know how long it'll take the contact to get it. It will be more than a session. So, okay. James, you have numbers to call wolves in Dubuque and in Cedar Falls. You think you could get a spirit to go to Des Moines, but you don't have any numbers currently of the wolves in Des Moines. Who do you contact first?
I'm gonna go with the pack that we just helped. No, the pack that we helped with the portal problem first.
Okay.
They were a bit more competent.
Okay, so you're gonna the main one that communicated with you was I want to say Pack by the River.
Something like that, I think, yeah.
Let me pull it up.
It was.
Yeah. Okay, so scroll back to their members. Yeah. Okay, you get a hold of Sarah, the Iron Master that is the main point of contact for Pack by the River.
Right.
When she answers the phone, she seems slightly panicked and says, "Holy shit! You some sort of seer or something? I was literally thinking about calling you guys."
No, just had some information to pass along. Is there something the matter?
You know that building that we cleared out?
Yep.
So like a couple days after we got it cleared out, the guard dogs thought they saw some like black vans driving around it, and they went to check it out, and the vans seemed to vanish, or they lost them, and they went inside the building, and they were being as careful as they could, and apparently all the lights in the building turned on, and these riot gear covered motherfuckers like come charging in and toss some sort of flash grenade out, and the pack wasn't able to shift. They were all forced back into human form, and only one of them got out alive. The rest of them were gunned down with motherfucking silver bullets.
Well, that's not good news at all. I have some more bad news for you, though. Have any of your packs noticed essence going missing from your loci that you can't account for?
No, not currently.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for that.
That's good for you. Yeah, if you do notice that, there's I don't remember what name of things. They live in the gauntlet.
What?
Yeah, and yeah, that's what I thought too. But apparently these things do, and they are the ones we've encountered are very large, and apparently completely indifferent to us, except that they eat people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. We're going to be laying low here in Dubuque.
Yeah, just
another
thing to keep an eye out for.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, there's humans out there. There's humans out there that have weapons specifically designed for killing us, and it's bullshit.
Agreed.
So yeah, let's all just keep our heads down.
Yep, I'll pass that information along to my pack as well.
Okay. Okay.
Lovely.
So, well,
We don't have enough to worry about already.
you're hanging up on that. You get a couple news alerts. You're on your phone. Jim also gets a couple. And these aren't like serious. It's just like a news thing you've signed up for convenience.
Yeah.
You get church that worshipped wolves in Cedar Falls murdered or savagely killed by wolves they legally were keeping as part of their rituals or part of their worship.
Good times.
Weird.
We have to investigate this, guys.
That pack did something that they were supposed to do.
Okay. You also get that a gas station outside of West Branch, Iowa, exploded last night. It's believed that 2 employees were inside when it blew up.
Lovely.
And I guess there was probably a locust there.
Well, I mean, this is consistent with the pattern of the violence heading east?
Well, so James and Jim are the first that get it. James and Jim, remind me, were either of you on the fated school trip to Eli?
I was not.
I was.
Okay. Jim, give me a memory check. Cat butt.
It's in composure.
Yes. And then if you have a Didic memory, you get like a +2 or +3 to it.
Spendable power.
Okay.
Three successes. I will spend an inform to make it exceptional.
Okay. Great. You remember that you had the option to pursue Rat House towards Eli or towards West Branch. You guys went towards Eli and did not go to West Branch. So West Branch is actually a small town to the east of Iowa City.
In our defense, we've had a lot of stuff going on lately.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, with exceptional Beshlu?
That's what you're thinking. Because you had signs that Beshelu went to both places. And you only had time at that one night, unless you wanted to super risk being seen by people, to hit one place. And as Spooky said, even though he doesn't know yet that you've put this together, you have been very busy. Okay. So James, do you next call the Cedar Falls?
Yeah, I'm going to give them a call.
Okay.
I will congratulate them on successfully dealing with their church problem.
Like
in addition to passing on this crappy news.
Yeah, Logan's the one that answers. He's like, thanks. Yeah. I mean, we're still really sad about the loss of our pack mate, but looks like that church is out of here, and looks like we managed to cover it up. So, thanks your pack for your help. What do you got to tell us?
So really, there was just one thing. Now there's two things. I will ask them the same question. Have they noticed essence going missing from any loci in their area that they cannot account for?
Like, they talk among each other. Like, no, but we'll go do a patrol of the loci and keep our eye on that.
Yeah, keep an eye out. If you do notice that they are difficult to notice, But we've discovered that there are creatures, and I will again pass along the name of these things to them,
Okay.
that live in the gauntlet.
Okay.
And they don't seem to have anything particularly against us, but they don't seem to care about us, and they appear to just be doing whatever the heck they want. Also, we recently helped out another pack with a problem with some humans, and another group of apparently government humans showed up and used what appeared to be flash grenades that made them unable to change form, and then murdered a bunch of them. So look out for that too.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Just the bearer of good news today.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we owe you, so let us know if you need anything. Otherwise, we're going to keep our heads down and keep an eye on our locuses. Or loci.
Watch out for those things.
Yeah, we'll do. Okay. Now
I will also let my pack know that there's humans who can make us like not be werewolves for a while.
You guys come back together. He lets you know that.
And I will let them know that I have a lead on the ritual that would let us enter the gauntlet to go punch those things in the face if we need to.
Excellent.
I just want to try to see if it works.
Okay, so just to be clear, James does let you know that one of the Dubuque packs has been murdered by a bunch of humans. So
That's also a problem.
A bunch of humans who have technology that can make us not be able to shift out of human form.
I would think it's in retaliation for murdering them, so do you think they can trace that incident back to us?
Well, they at least traced it to the fact that it was werewolves.
I mean, there's only so many ways to dismember something.
Yeah. I will also relay that, yes, my assumption that the Billings farm has been impacted by these creatures was likely accurate. So we need to double up on our protection of the locusts here, lest they defoul ours like they did the other one. And we will need to shore up that locust down there if we want to actually keep the Billings from selling, because that's what's causing the issue with their livestock.
Actually, on that, I do have some information if we wanted to play this dirty. I went and got the social security number of our good friend Mr. Smith to the south. And so if we wanted to disrupt their cash flow for a while, we've got options.
it was a real dick move.
Yeah, but also Smith's been a real dick. So
That's been a real dick.
And we are the type of characters that exist in the world of Forsaken. Our morality is not the morality of people.
No.
So
Being a dick is not a harmony sin.
This is also kind of my thing, so yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
if you intend to do this, cover your tracks. And
I mean, obviously.
also make sure that it is something that ends up netting benefit to the territory overall, long term.
If you need to go out and spend some cash, I'll lend you my mask.
Eh,
Just don't want people identifying you.
Okay. So then what is the next step?
So our issues at current is we have a group of creatures that we have identified are causing problems. We also have a existing problem with the locust down at the Billings farm that we could try and cleanse, although I don't know if any of us has a right that will actually do that. We'd have to at least go kick the crap out of all of the toxic toxic spirits that had filled the void down there.
Yeah, so there's still Banes in this version of Werewolf, but they're not like servants of the worm. They're just what happens when spirits are mutated by corruption.
Mhm.
They usually come from wounds, which wounds are what happens when like a locust gets completely inverted. And while that locust hasn't been completely inverted, it's on its way.
So we need to stopgap that and do something about it before it becomes a big issue.
Yep.
Wounds
So-
is also Spooky's trigger.
It's not a wound yet. So me saying it's on its way to doing that, but it shouldn't throw you into a rage. But we should do something about it. So those are our primary choices. If we have a way of actually helping that along, we should. And we should do it now. Alternatively, y'all can go and cause havoc on Smith's finances.
I have some ideas about that.
Okay. What ideas do you have?
So I'm going to set up the stuff that I stole from the people who are trying to buy farms and get as much information as I can off of that. And then I'm going to actually make it look like they are the ones who are wrecking Smith's finances. So that I effectively ruin his finances, but also make them look bad.
Okay. I'm gonna say that that's an extended check, which yay for good time management. You can do in like a couple hours instead of having to take all day. Do you feel maybe computer on that?
Probably. It's probably going to be a computer thing because I'm pulling data off of their backups and then also like using information we have about Smith to basically create fake accounts and things under someone else's name. So
Okay. Let's do int computer, and I'll give you +3 bonus for the different equipment and items you have available. The fact that you literally have the Smith social security number and you have the files, you have the tools to do the job. So give me your first check and tell me what you get.
I'm going to spend a willpower on the first check. Just get myself some extra dice on it. That's 5 successes on the first check.
Nice. Okay, cool.
A lot of dice. So.
You feel you are halfway there, and that takes an hour. Okay, during that hour, other people could have done other things. Do the other people want to go see if they can fix that locus or look into something else during that hour?
Do you get conditions for exceptional successes on extended checks?
There's an alternative set of bonuses for extended action checks, like reducing the amount of time it takes.
Yeah. So like because you got an exceptional, we could say that took you like a half hour instead of an hour.
Okay.
So in that case, if people just want to sit around and say that they do some farm chores and see if you can complete the check, that works.
I was going to pitch that that the three of us who have some amount of occult could do a also joint extended check to come up with a good way of dealing with the locus problem.
Sure.
Does that sound like a reasonable thing for everybody else?
Go for it. Which one of you is the champion?
I'm gonna bet it's gonna be Jim.
Just purely into cult.
Into cult, and then whatever Uncle Ben and Spooky can toss your way.
Yeah.
So let them do their support checks.
And I'm going to utilize one of the old books on old farming techniques. Not necessarily spiritual per se, but the old wives' tales.
I'll give you a +1 on that.
Yeah, the
There's-
little things.
Yeah. There's a tiny bit of occult truth in there.
Take an extra 6 successes, Jim.
Jesus.
Or 6 dice.
Take
Lucky roll.
another 2 from me as well.
Plus 8 dice, Jim.
And I might as well take advantage of my research fetish and my knowledge spirit.
Yeah, go for it.
So what do you want to give me for the knowledge spirit?
I'll give you +3. It's the main thing the spirit does currently. Is it spends essence when you ask it to activate its influence to give you bonuses to knowledge stuff. So
3 I will spend informed to get exceptional. Should just had spooky wood apparently.
It was a lucky roll. There's no way that was the tactically sound choice.
okay, so with the exceptional, your check only takes a half hour. You still need to do the 3 of you can then do what you just did. James, go ahead and do your next check.
Before I do my next check, I'm going to grow some wings, by which I mean I'm going to get myself a Red Bull. So I have a little bit of a bonus.
Okay, I'll give you another +1 from having the Red Bull, plus
That's
the +3
fine.
from the equipment.
Take an extra die, Jim.
Yeah,
That's,
take an extra one for me too.
That's 4 more successes, David.
You are almost done.
Okay.
7 successes on that one. Take inspired.
So research into a way to help solve that is done. James has 1 more check left.
We can gather the stuff needed for what we are going to do.
That check got me 6 more successes.
Okay.
Yeah, just I rolled 3 10s.
Okay.
And
yes, you have created the incriminating records, and did you want to already put them out there into the internet, or are you just having them ready?
I mean, I think we were pretty well agreed that we're trying to wreck Smith's finances here, and I'm also trying to make the other people look bad. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm basically just going to use as much of his money as I can and make it look like they did it.
Okay, cool. Okay, the people that figured out how to cure that place. It was a drinking hole. There are a couple routes you can go. You could just completely, like a blood transfusion, you could just completely refill it with clean water from a different location. You could convince a bunch of water spirits or cleansing spirits to move in. That would be a little tricky because that risks corrupting them if it doesn't go well. Yeah, you think the safest bet will be the water. The only challenge with that is that somebody on the Billings farm is going to be like, hey, why are you pouring a whole bunch of water in our pond? So you have options. They both have an associated risk. You are confident that either one could work.
The water option we'd have to do in the physical, or could we also do that in the shadow?
Can you take big like talking about like the water tanks that sometimes they'll put on the back of like trolleys,
Okay, that much
Like-
water.
like pull up to like soccer tournaments.
Right.
Can you take that into the spirit?
I don't think so.
There's not
Uh,
an easy way I can think of, unless you
Well,
We're-
okay.
rip a hole in the
We
gauntlet.
could-
That's usually a no-no.
We could possibly make a fetish that is a vehicle that crosses the gauntlet and then make that like a water truck.
How much water are we talking about here?
Does Fisher know any Thyrsuses?
He is one.
Better ones. They could move a water truck across. They have to be probably adept or better. but-
So, fair. We do have a mage that does widely open our options.
I'm just wondering because if we could get in touch with the packs we know and see if anybody knows, and because I was just reading about this, if anybody has the gift of weather and can just like literally make a torrential downpour happen on that farm.
We also don't have a storm
Oh.
lord.
Yeah,
No,
we don't.
You can do it.
Awesome.
Okay, so,
So now we just need a water truck.
right.
which,
We just need to
um,
steal the water truck, get it full with water we know it's appropriate. It's just
We
that
don't
easy.
have to steal it. We
I-
could rent it.
We live on a farm. There's probably a truck here that can do that.
Also that.
There is. There's absolutely. Yeah. The issue was just figuring out how to get the truck there without people seeing. Yeah, no, he can do level 3 spirit with a reach. Let me do a check for him. Okay. So are all 4 of you going to go through to the other side with this water truck?
Yeah, I mean, but we're gonna probably have to guard it against any spirits that don't like
Well,
what we're doing.
I think before we do that, though, we need to figure out our plan to keep these
You,
weird...
you mute yourself.
Oh, sorry. I think before we do that, we do need to make sure we've got a plan to make sure that we don't stumble across any people either.
Well, you won't see any people because you could enter the spirit in your side and then drive the spirit roads.
We should probably try to thin out the Banes at least before we drag it over there.
I mean, spooky would do that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, we're gonna probably need to go with the truck to keep it from getting attacked by miscellaneous spirits.
I figure hit the Banes first and then bring the truck over. There's no point in making this an escort mission when we can just clear it out first.
That's
Oh.
a fair point.
But those are my favorite missions.
Which means you know what we can do, right? We can do and declare a sacred hunt on those spirits and
Yep.
go
And be in a persistent condition and reset your your sacred hunt timers.
All right.
Okay, which one of you is doing the sacred hunt right so that we know which bonus you're getting?
We don't have a... No, Jim.
Yeah, I can do it. That way, if they try to slip into Twilight, we can keep hitting
Yeah.
them.
What bonus does yours give?
Hit things in Twilight.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah, so yeah, even if they try to go like essentially, so John, basically you're going to go into the spirit realm where they're going to be hanging around like little jerk bangs. They can try to go deeper into the spirit realm to get away from you, and with his version of the sacred hunt, you can be like, no, stop it. So yeah, okay, cool. So you do that. You guys declare sacred hunt on the Banes. Is the goal to utterly destroy all of them or to get them to leave the area?
I think Spooky wants to destroy all of them, but maybe more practical to just scatter them.
I mean, the person who declares the sacred hunt gets to make that decision. So
Well, I'll let the pack decide, and then
What's the pack want?
there's
Destroy.
there's no reason to keep corrupted creatures around.
Fair.
All right.
Okay. So take out the corrupted warthogs from Princess Mononoke. Okay, cool. So you've set the goal as destroy them. Okay. You have no issue crossing over at your loci. You do not see any indication that the big Cthulhu head thing has returned. And you mosey on down towards the farm. I'm not going to get into full let's roll initiative here combat, because these are all like rank 1 banks. So all of you can basically do a down and dirty combat if you're okay with that. And as long as none of you botch it somehow, you'll be fine. So we'll say 20 rank 1 banks. If all of you are willing to roll your best combat pool -5, and you can choose what form that's in, we'll go from there.
Okay, I can do that.
Works for me.
Cool.
I had a success.
That is all you needed.
Six successes.
Okay. Go get him, killer.
Jeez.
Eight successes.
Okay. Not to be outdone. Jim, do you have 9?
I botched it.
Oh!
Damn it, Jim.
Damn it, Jim. Okay. So, all right. 1 second. Okay. Okay. This is what happens. You guys wade in and start tearing into these veins, and these veins realize that they're not going to win in a physical fight, and they just want to spite you, stupid freaking Uratha, policing their business, not letting them just corrupt water, because that's what these particular veins want. They want to corrupt water. So, Jim, the 5 that you're targeting all put their little rank 1 brains together and are like, if we keep all rolling this one Numina, one of us will succeed. And they manage to give you implant mission. So you have obsession, this obsession condition with polluting water. But otherwise you manage to kill all the banks. But nobody notices that Jim has the obsession condition with polluting water. So just double check how the obsession condition works.
So, this is awful, actually. If she's abiding by the obsession, exploring that emotion, or otherwise pursuing the object of the obsession, enjoy the Tinnigan quality on all rolls.
Hey.
When you're not, you lose the Tinnigan quality.
Okay, cool. Well, what's the resolution on it?
Fulfilling your obsession or therapy.
It's not that hard to go pollute some water.
It's not. I was going to just go dump some farm chemicals into the bathtub, but
I mean, they did not give you an obsession to permanently pollute a water or pollute a water in a way that kills somebody. It's just go pollute some water.
You could literally go pee in the goddamn toilet.
you could go pee in the toilet.
Fair.
Rank 1 spirits are dumb.
So basically, he seems just a little twitchy on your walk back over to the spirit side of your farm. When you cross over, he flees to the nearest bathroom as if he had just drank like a massive big gulp. And then comes out feeling better. You resolved the condition.
Ooh, 2 beats for that.
Right?
I mean,
as the rest of the pack's just like, when you gotta go.
the way is clear though, so
That's
It's a
probably
pretty
the,
long walk. That's understandable.
that's
Right.
probably the tamest obsession ever.
Let me give a casting roll for Fisher.
And those weren't the smartest level 1 spirits, that's for sure.
And for level 1 spirits, they were actually pretty brilliant.
Yeah. Okay. So once you're ready, you're in the truck, and it's turned on, and you've taken it to a part of the farm where like nobody's looking, like you're behind a barn. Fisher goes and like concentrates, and he sticks his fingers into the air and begins literally pulling like he's tearing open the gauntlet. And as he's doing this, you guys watch as like a trickle of blood goes down his like from his nose and out of one of his ears.
this
And you guys
will-
realize you haven't really watched him cast much. You understand he's a will worker. You haven't actually watched him cast.
This is weird.
Yeah, and sure enough, he eventually pulls open a hole big enough for the vehicle to drive through, and he says, he's like, as he's like catching his breath, he's like, I'll keep this open for about an hour for you, and if you can't get back by then, that's fine. I'd rather not have to open it again today, if you can get back.
Let's do that.
We'll make it
Yeah.
as quick as possible.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, let's definitely do that.
On through.
Paradox, a real problem when you are a low power mage. So you guys go through, you have no problem. You're in the spirit realm. Half of the fences on the properties don't even exist in the spirit realm. You can off-road this truck and just drive right to it. And yeah, when you completely empty all the water into where this locus is, you can already see some of the darkened soil, the darkened mud. You can see some of it beginning to recede. You're pretty sure this is not a you're pretty sure that this will take a while. It's going to take like a week or two for all that corruption to go away. It might take another week or two for positive spirits to come back. It should generate essence the whole time. You personally wouldn't recommend sucking in that essence until the corruption's gone. And the locust is not going to grow anymore until positive spirits come back. So
I'm going to make a note to do a wellness check with the Billings, mostly to deal with that at some point.
sounds good. Okay. I have one last thing to do, but I just want to check with everybody. Does anybody else have anything else they want to try to squeeze in this session?
Not at the moment.
Okay. James?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Jim?
Not that I can think of.
Uncle Ben?
Oh, we've already done so many things I want to do. So,
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, cool. So you guys are relaxing. You're feeling pretty good. You're on your way to finding a right that's going to let you go into the gauntlet in case those stupid gauntlet Cthulhu things keep causing problems. You're happy in the knowledge that, sure, maybe there's humans out there that have cool hunting stuff, but there's no way they're going to trace it to your farm. And you're pretty sure you've dealt with your neighbor to the south and the real estate company and helped the Billings farm. Very productive. You're all cracking open your choice of sweet tea, lemonade, beer, and enjoying an evening on the farm. Let's see here. The ones that have phones, you receive an encrypted message. It has a file name that you had received when you very first joined your tribes. Some of the werewolves in Des Moines send messages this way, particularly the Iron Masters. You know that you would have to plug your phone into a computer and manually extract this file.
I mean, I will.
Okay. All right. Make me a really, really basic int plus computer, plus 2 for your equipment bonus for your computer.
Five successes.
Okay, cool. So,
2.
okay, cool.
And I'm going to take the informed condition for that.
Hey. Okay. Does everybody gather around their computers?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Okay, cool. It is 2 files. One is a note. It says to all Midwest Uratha that are available, the Packs of Des Moines are calling upon your assistance if and when you are able to come. The other file aired on KCCI's nightly news just 2 nights ago. No mortals seem to react to the video, but we feel you will see why we are concerned by it. And then it provides some cell phone numbers and names of mortal pack mates of the Des Moines packs. If you can check in just to give an update on yes, we're coming, or we will come if we have time. Basically to ask you to RSVP if you can come help them. And if you can't, let them know so they know you're not coming. The other file is a video file. The video file starts out, it's just a news video. 2 news anchors are talking about how Governor Reynolds was at a dinner for Iowan Republicans, talking about how the state of Iowa is going to support its Republican candidates for representative and Senate, and yada yada yada. Here's Governor Reynolds now, and it goes to what is clearly like a ballroom. The camera's far enough back you can see that there's people sitting at tables. They probably paid $1,000 a plate to sit at these tables. The governor is standing behind the stage. She's got some security off to the side. But what stands out is not even standing, clearly next to the governor, where you guys can just see, is a massive dragon head that looks like a cross between a wolf and dragon face, wearing facial armor, with its long neck going back off to the side behind the security guard, who seems to be standing just far enough forward to ignore it, and the neck goes back and behind the stage. And you watch the video, and the thing just sits there looking around, and its head is about as big as the governor is tall. And she does not seem to notice that she has a massive wolf dragon head next to her. And in fact, a few times she goes, I've been thinking about the best way to approach upcoming issues, and thanks to the help of my advising team. And she makes a gesture to the big dragon wolf head, and the dragon wolf head kind of goes and does a laugh smile, and this thing's here the whole time. At the end of the clip, you see her wave, and you see the dragon head kind of like wave with its eyebrow, and they exit the stage. And that's the video clip. And that is where we will end today.
Lovely.
Okay.
Fuck.
Oh,
Okay.
this again.
Okay,
Again?
not in this game. So okay, go around and allow people to sign off. Say if there's anything people can see them at, and Jeremy, who are you? What did you think of today? Anything you want to talk about?
Jeremy, pretty busy day overall. Covered a lot of ground on this one, and don't have anything like Hunter wrapped up, so that's not anything anymore. But I am also on the Dystopia Rising stream for this channel on Tuesday evenings.
Excellent. Ender, thoughts, comments?
I'm Ender Astreus. I said my comment. Fuck. We did get a lot done today as far as hitting overall goals. So hopefully people's aspirations got cleared. I know several of mine did. Also, as far as seeing me, currently I'm not on any specific stream other than this one. However, I do end up having a lot of people that I have hosting on my channel. So go watch them for sure. If you happen to be a Imgur gamer, there's also a Imgur gamer Discord that people should definitely check out if they haven't yet. Wonderful community there. It's just getting the ball rolling and has been for a couple months now. And other than that, you should totally also listen to David as far as joining his community. So,
John, any thoughts, comments?
No, I agree with Ender in this case. We're totally boned.
Okay. Dennis, any final thoughts or comments?
No, I thought we had a very productive day. We learned a lot of things, got leads on learning more things, found a dragon,
Yeah,
found a political dragon. That's
I think you do.
very Shadowrun.
The worst kind of dragon.
Very Shadowrun, also very Night Vale of me. He's
That's-
literally a 5-headed dragon. Who cares?
Well, we don't know that yet.
You don't know how many heads he has yet.
This is but otherwise, yeah, I don't have a lot of online presence, but I would encourage everybody who enjoys this to tune in and see the rest of the Scion stream for Athens, Ohio, on Dystopian Rising on Tuesdays on this channel.
I am David Fuller. I'm mostly a writer for Onyx Path, but I have done other things. You can find my Scion creations at the Story Path Nexus at DriveThruRPG. And as they mentioned, I will be doing episode 1 of Dystopian Rising, Coast to Coast, which is going to be just a crazy, fun, post-apocalyptic Oregon Trail cross-country journey. Should be a good time.
I hope at least one person dies of dysentery, David.
They can come back though.
Eh. It's not Oregon Trail though. If
It is. It is. Okay. Well, but other than that, thank you to everyone that joined, everyone that was talking in the comments, and I will see all of you in the future. Bye.